And so in order to accomplish this, what we're going to be using here is we're going to be creating 2 rows with 2 columns each, plus a menu. So when you look at the whole page layout here, we have our content area, our header area, and this page is 1140 pixels wide. And this is actually the apparent width of the page. The actual width is going to be something perhaps slightly different than that. You don't have fine-tuned control over the width of a page in Thesis because the page width is defined as the widths of the columns plus certain multiples of the main font size for borders and padding. And so we're saying that the apparent page width is 1140 pixels wide. The actual page width is going to be something else. It may be exactly 1140, but it might be smaller, it might be larger. We'll see what it shakes out to be when we're finished configuring everything. And as we set this up, we have to recognize that this header widget is going to, or this header layout is going to create those 2 columns inside of the header, which is inside of the header area. And so we need our header area to be 280 pixels tall. So that's what we're showing here. And in it, we're going to have a header row 1, and the first row will be 180 pixels tall. And then header row 2 will only be 40 pixels tall. And then below that, we'll have a menu, which will be 60 pixels tall. So those are the 3 sort of horizontal elements that we have that we'll be placing inside the Thesis header here. And that header area, that 220 pixels or 280 pixel tall header area, includes that entire space. So it includes the menu and the 2 rows. Now, our first row is going to have 2 columns. The first column is going to hold an image that makes the logo clickable. The second column is going to hold our widget area in which we're going to place our AdSense ad widget. And then the second row is also going to have 2 columns. The first column is going to have a menu in it, and the second column is going to have the search bar in it. Now we're going to start off this series by showing how to place the Thesis search bar in here, but we'll follow up with a lesson on how to add a Google custom search in here instead, if that's what you want to do. That you'll do it differently. When we add the Thesis header in here, you'll just check the box saying, when you add the Thesis search here, you'll just check a box saying include the Thesis search. However, when we use the Google code, what we're going to do is we'll check the box saying that we're going to widgetize this area. We won't actually put the search bar there, and then we'll put the custom code inside of a text widget to create the Google search box. So it's a slightly different mechanism to accomplish the same thing, which is a search over here in this column area. But in any case, we have 2 rows of 2 columns each. Each column is a different width, and each row is a different height.